Hi everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. This is going to be the second installment of my our family cancer journey series, whatever you want to call it. And I wanted to talk about things you should never say to parents of a child with cancer or any critical illness. Okay. And mind you, this is just the child is sick. They haven't died, okay? But a lot of these can apply to if they have lost a child, if they're grieving parents. A lot of these can apply to that as well. One thing, don't call them while they're at the hospital, especially on the hospital. Don't call the hospital room and ask a parent how to do something. I literally had someone someone I know call me in my child's hospital room. Didn't even say, hey, how's he doing? Nothing like that. She called to ask me how to make lasagna. You know? I'm a little preoccupied right now. I mean, I think it's okay to call the room, but call to say, hey, I just wanted to see how everything was going. You know what I mean? And then, I just don't call them to ask them how to make lasagna. I mean, like, she called and literally asked me how to make lasagna. That was her intro. She didn't say, she didn't bring my sick child up at all, So that's one thing. And this is something I know people say this to grieving parents all the time, but I have found they also say this to people with children who have been diagnosed who are not dead. Oh, well, you're still young. You can have more kids. Like, thank you for putting my kid in the ground already. It's just that's ignorant. And if the child does die, still, don't say that. Don't say they're young and can have more, because that's not replacing the kid they lost or the kid that's sick. That's just, don't impart any wisdom on them. Like, don't sit there when the doctor gives someone information about a child's illness, like, for example, in my case, a cancer. Don't tell them, your expertise on it, because you don't know more than that doctor. Okay? I've had people tell me I would not let them put that poison in my child. Well, you know what? Good for you. Okay, but keep it to yourself. It's not your business. Don't tell them God doesn't give us more than we can handle. Some people cannot handle a catastrophic diagnosis, either if it's them or their child. Some people can't handle that. I've seen people crack up when they're told their child has cancer. I'm surprised I didn't crack up, because I was a weak person. I'm way stronger than I was back then, but don't tell them that, because chances are in your lifetime you will get a lot more than you can handle, and some people get a ton more than they can handle. Don't tell people that. And especially when they're probably, if they believe in God, they might be questioning him at this point. It's not a good time to bring him up. Don't offer help you don't plan to deliver on. Now, I'm not saying, oh, you owe this family to help them, but don't offer help. Don't offer it. If you don't plan on delivering on the help, don't offer it. I have a video up about this, and I'll run this down real quick. When Marshall was in the hospital, I was part of this stupid moms group that I was just like, I need to get away from these bitches. They're just hand squeezers. Like, oh, look how good we are. Look how good we are. We said we're going to do this. So apparently, not apparently, one of them had organized that they would do, like, bring us meals, like, and they signed up, and they gave me this is what they did. They gave me a calendar and said, okay, don't prepare any meals, or don't plan for meals on this day, because so-and-so is going to bring you food here, so-and-so is going to bring you food here, so-and-so is going to bring you food here, And I'm like, oh, okay, great. That's very helpful. Thank you. I didn't ask them to do that, and I didn't expect them to do that, but she gave me a calendar telling me not to prepare for meals on those days because they're going to bring us stuff. 15 women filled out this calendar. Guess how many meals we got? Two. One lady brought us a very lovely casserole to our house that lasted a few days. And another woman, bless her heart, brought us, she felt bad that me and Eric were going to be stuck at the hospital for Valentine's Day, or was it our anniversary? So she brought us a beautiful meal at the hospital and arranged for the hospital to have a table for us so we can have a little romantic dinner, which was such a huge deal. That was really sweet. But two people. And let me tell you something. Several months later, one of the women in the mom's group had a stillbirth. Okay. Then I get an email saying, you should help her out since we did so much for you. And I was like, what did you do for me exactly? And here's the thing, I had already helped her out. I brought her food and everything before they even mentioned it to me. I didn't need to tell, and I didn't tell them about it. But she told them, Dawn brought us a ton of food. And they're like, okay, so you did your part. And I'm like, wait, I want to revisit this issue. What exactly did y'all do for me? And then that's when I pointed out to them, I'm like, 15 of y'all signed up to bring us meals and told me not to plan for anything those days. And that's fine if y'all didn't really want to do it, but you gave me a calendar and told me not to plan for these meals. You told me not to plan for them. And 2 people delivered on it, And I don't want to sound ungrateful, like, they didn't do what they said they were going to do. It's not like that. They were just insistent that I not plan for meals on those days because they were going to take care of me. And I'm like, I didn't ask them to do that, but since they said they were going to do that, I was kind of expecting it. And I'm like, okay, so, that's fine. You're not going to do it, but don't pretend you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? I know I went off on that one. Don't tell them you know how they feel, because you don't. Even if you've been through a similar or even the same diagnosis, you don't know how that person feels. Just don't say that. Don't say you know how they feel. You could just say, if you don't know what to say, just say, I'm so sorry. Or say, if you are sincere about it, say, I'm so sorry. If there's anything I can do, let me know. Or, I'm so sorry. We'll be praying for you. Something like that, But don't blow smoke. Don't inform them that at least he or she will go to heaven. He or she is alive, getting treatment. Let's not think about the kid going to heaven yet, okay? Let's not say things like that. Another thing is, don't tell them it's all part of God's plan. Okay, well, God's plan sucks. That's not going to work for me. And don't tell them that it'll make them stronger or make their marriage stronger. I've seen so many relationships shattered by, in my case, cancer diagnoses. Don't tell them. That's again imparting wisdom. You have no idea what you're saying. And don't complain about things like a bad haircut. I had one friend call me, and again, another one. This is a different friend, and she didn't even say, again, she didn't ask how he was. She just said, oh, I just took so-and-so to get a haircut, and the lady ruined his hair. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. My kid has a tumor the size of a grapefruit. But yeah, let's talk about the bad haircut. And so I don't mean to sound like I'm being insensitive to other people, but, a bad haircut is not a big deal. Do you know what I mean? So anyway, that's it. Those are just a handful of things you just should not say to parents of a child that gotten a terrible diagnosis. Don't say any of those things. If all you need to do is just say you're sorry. Just keep it short and simple, okay? You don't need to get philosophical or anything. Just let them come to you. You know what I mean? So anyway, that's it. I just wanted to share that. Thanks so much for watching. I have actually heard all of these things said to me. I hope you understand with the meal thing. I'm not saying, well, you said you're going to bring me meals, you better bring me meals. I'm not saying that, but they gave me a calendar. Like, she printed it from her computer. It was all pretty and organized, and like there was, you know, I don't mind making food for my family, but, you know, tell me I have to do it. So at 5 o'clock, I'm not sitting here thinking, okay, well, I guess they're not going to show up when they told me that they were going to, because they gave me, it was a 3-month calendar. Like, but after the first couple of weeks, I realized that nobody, except for the 2 ladies that did, were going to do anything about it. So, but anyway, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to all of you later. I have a couple more topics coming up. I'm going to cover resources. The resources that were available to me when Marshall was diagnosed may not still be available today. I think some of them are. So I'm going to have to look into those further, because there are a lot of resources out there that the hospitals won't necessarily tell you about. So I'm going to look into them and like give you a list of resources. But that's it. I have to go make some jambalaya, so I will talk to all of you later. Bye.